Welcome to the session. In this session, you will be learning about transformation features in CATIA V5. The transformation features allows us to move the component and rotate and make symmetry. Let's see the transformation features one by one. Let's take this component as an example, and now we want to move this feature. How to use the transformation feature? The first one, when you pull down, we have 4 more items. The first one is translate, the second one rotate, and the third one is make the symmetrical component, and fourth one is axis to axis. Let's go one by one. What is translate? Let's make this part body define in work object. Now we want to move this from this location to another location. First, let's see what is transformation. Select the transformation command, and system gives warning. Do you want to really move and do you want to keep it? If you say yes, the system will move the object and it will keep the specification in the tree. Let's keep yes. And here the input required is the definition, how we want to move. You want to move direction and distance or point to point, or do you want to give coordinate value to move this component? Let's go with direction and distance. Which direction we want to move? We want to move, let's try with y direction, and the y direction is selected. And what is the distance we want to move? Let's make it 50 and check. So the component is moved 50 mm from the axis system, and here is the specification comes, and if we want to change the length, we can modify. If we want to change to reverse direction, we can key the value in the negative. Let's make minus 150. So the system moves the component and it keeps the specification in the tree. Now let's see the other method in the translation. Double click the translation, and we don't want to use this direction and distance, and let's see the other option, point to point. Before using this point to point, we should have a point already available. Let's see whether system allows us to create the point. So start point. Since we don't have point already available, but still the system allows us to create from this selection. When you right click from your mouse, it gives option to create it. Let's create with coordinate, create a point, and we can key the value. We'll increase it in the Z direction. Let's keep 100, and in X direction we want to move it 150, and preview. No, just we are creating first point and then end point. So we don't have any end point. Let's create one more point. So according to the point whichever we created, the component will be moved and it can be modified later. Let's click OK, and this is the result by points. So just double click on the feature. Let's see the third method, and it is just a coordinate. So we have to key the coordinate value from the origin. Whatever the value we create, the component will be moved. Let's key value. The component is moved according to the point which we have created. This is all about translation in transformation feature. Now let's see what is the rotation. The rotation command allows us to rotate the component along the axis system. For that we should have an axis so that we can rotate the component. Select the rotate and same warning, do you really want to move? Yes, I want to move. Say yes and bring the definition. And here we have different modes. Let's see what are the different modes we have. One is axis and angle, and axis 2 elements and 3 points. Just let's see what is the axis and angle. So for this we need a axis. Here we have z axis. Either we can pick the z axis on the screen, or we can right click and gives the option to select the axis system. Select the z axis, and what is the angle we want to rotate? Let's keep 45 degree. So this is the result when we give 40 degree and click OK. And if we felt that I want to modify the angle, just double click, change the angle value, or if you want to change the reverse direction, you can make it negative. The component will be rotated. Let me bring it to the original shape. Now let's see what is symmetry. The system will make the component symmetrical along the selected plane. In this case, we should have a plane created already. Let's see how to use symmetry. Same warning message. Yes, I want to make it symmetrical. In this case, only one input. From which plane we want to make it? Let's see using the default ZY plane what happens. In this case, we won't see much difference. The component itself symmetrical about Z and Y. Let's change this plane to all we change X and Y. So now we can see the result, how it changes. No, I don't want to use this, I want to use some other plane. Still the system gives option to create a plane. So we can create a plane, and in this case let's create offset from this, and we'll change value, and from this plane I want to make the symmetrical of this component. Click OK, and we can see the result. The component is made symmetrical with the selected axis from the origin point. This is all about symmetrical option in transformation. Now let's see how to use axis to axis. The fourth command is axis to axis. The input should be 2 axes. From the origin of the axis and the new axis, the component will be moved. So for that we should have axis system. Let's make it the original position. From this I want to move this component with a particular axis system. The system will allow us to create new point. Same warning, say yes, and here we have the reference selection. The default axis is our reference, and what is the destination or target? I want to create one more axis. Either we can create the axis first, or we can directly create from here. Right click, create axis. So origin, we can create the origin. We don't have any points. Let's create something. Let me move it on the Y direction or a Z direction, and let's put Y as 100. Let's see what happens. The new axis system created with the values which we have given, and the component is moved from the original axis to the new axis. Click OK. This is all about transformation feature in transformation. So we have some more transformation features. Let's see one by one. Transformation feature mirror command. What this mirror command does? The mirror command is quite opposite from symmetry. In symmetrical option, this component itself will do in symmetrical operation, the component will move, but when we use the mirror command, it will create a duplicate of the element which we are mirroring. Let's see. Here we have the command mirror. Select the mirror command, and for this we should have plane, with respect to which plane or surface we are going to mirror it and which one we want to mirror it. If you have multiple features or multiple solids, which one you want to make the symmetry. So in this case we'll go with the current solid, and mirroring element, let us create one plane which is just offset from the ZX, and put it and click OK, and now we can see the result. We have, this is the major difference between symmetry and mirror, and in this case whatever we do with the parent feature, that will be result in the duplicated element as well as. So let's change this, and we could see the changes also replicated in the resultant element. So in this case the system maintains the relationship between the parent and the child, which is duplicated, and whatever we do the modification in the parent, that will reflect in the resulted component also. This is all about mirror command in transformation feature.